last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast.
Previously on Tavern Tales, the Silverkins have slain the evil white wormling Calcryx after it attacked them and now try to figure out what to do with a still living Meepo deep inside Goblin territory.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
So how does Oriana actually engage with her persuasive abilities to help him see that life is more than being the shat-upon servant of a white wormling?
Meepo, you have to think. Your entire life has been based on this wormling. Your entire life has been dedicated to it. In one way, you could almost think that you're free now. Free to live your life, worrying about yourself.
Well, let's see what sort of intensity and intention you have with that. Give me a d20 check.
So 10 plus the charisma, so 14. And then I have...
You are skilled in persuasion. You are proficient.
16.
That is more than enough. He sits up, wipes his eyes. That's such a nice thing to say to me. I'm very... Meepo, sorry for hurting you.
Aww.
And he looks really uncomfortable and sad, and he huddles upon himself. But the tears have stopped falling.
That's cute.
He's faking it.
Crocodile tears.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to tell the Kobold Queen, because we were supposed to bring that back to her. Calcryx.
Or we just don't go back to her.
Let me still... So Meepo, okay.
We can continue with our adventure.
In character.
We could, yeah.
Continue
I mean, we still have the rest
But I
of...
mean, let's be clear. Julianna said that in Julianna voice, not Sidork voice.
It's true.
Yeah, but it's really annoying to always have to do like Sidork's voice all the time. So like sometimes that's really hard to do, to just like keep on going all the time. Like I would have picked a way easier voice than to do all the time.
Okay, so was that in character then?
My complaining? No, that was Julianna talking.
No, I meant the prior stuff.
Yeah, because we talked to Eustrel. I flirted with her. We had a whole long conversation.
No, I
we
know
said
all
that
of
we would
that.
bring that back. We would bring back
I know all of
Calcryx.
that. We talked earlier about Sidork's thoughts, Juliana's comments.
I don't know what you want me to do differently. Like I'm just talking.
No. It's just it's hard to do. It's hard to do the voice. I get it. I think it's just people associate you doing your character voice with you talking in character. So I didn't even know, but it's fine. You just say like, "Oh, Sidork says this" or something, and
Okay,
then it'll be,
I can do that.
Yeah.
So like, are you in love with the Kobold Queen then?
She did promise me a night with her.
Right.
Yeah. There was that.
And we don't want to take Meepo all the time.
What do you mean?
You have no armor or any weapons. You're more a hindrance than a benefit.
No, Meepo's fine. I want him to be able to live his life.
Be free.
However he wants to live his life. I mean, Meepo could join the circus or stay here, whatever he wants.
He smiles uncertainly.
But Meepo, unfortunately, Calcryx is dead. I mean, unless this ice is like a cocoon or something that I don't know.
We
Dragons.
melted it for dragon water.
Oh, we did?
Did we?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
did we?
Okay, yep. That
Yep.
is canon.
Vape took care of that.
Melted it, but good. What did Vape say after he had accomplished the task?
Oh, man. Feels good, man.
You know, I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense for me to expect to get any substance from a character that has no substance. So it makes perfect sense. Flows very, very, very truly. Anyway.
Well, Meepo, why don't you? I don't know. What would you like to do, Meepo?
Meepo looks uncertainly at Oriana, like, "Hey, what do you think I should do?" Sort of expression, like.
Meepo, we all have a point in our life where we need to decide which path we go down. Your time is now.
Oh, okay. Meepo doesn't like choices.
Okay, Meepo, why don't you come with us, and then we'll figure out what to do with you later.
If you find something that you want to do, then you can go off and do that along our travels.
Meepo wants to stay here a little longer and be near where Calcryx last was.
Can you lock the door from the inside? I just don't want any harm to come to you.
Oh, I don't know.
Is this room secured just by one door?
There are two doors. There is the door you came in, as well as a door on the southern side.
Well, we're gonna head on ahead, I think, right? Because we still need to try to find those the kids of the paladin.
Sharwin and Talgan.
Wait, what happened to that cleric?
Sir Bratwort.
Sir Brentford.
Sir
I thought you were gonna say,
Bratwurst.
like Sir Bratwurst.
Yeah.
I am Sir Cleric, Sir Bratwurst.
It wasn't a paladin, was it?
Bratwort. Yeah.
Was it paladin?
He was a... Yeah, I knew he was definitely like some kind of holy...
He's an acolyte, though. Just a...
No, I thought he was like a full-fledged...
I thought he was a paladin too.
You're a paladin. You're a paladin. Everybody's a paladin.
Everyone gets a holy symbol.
So, Erky steps around the front and says,
Oh, hey, there he is.
"Sure was lucky of me to be standing outside, eh? I avoided that cold blast like nothing."
Oh, hello, Erky. We were just wondering where you went. Icky Timbers.
Erky
Erky Timber?
Timbers.
Timbers, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's Erky Timbers.
So, Erky,
Indeed.
we're going to head and try to find, to see if the other people from the village are still alive. And if we can't find them, then we will hopefully bring word of their passing.
Oh, I'm all for soldiering on. That destruction of that white dragon was most swift. I had nary a chance to interact with it. Didn't even step through the door before it was already dead.
So you're going to come with us, Erky?
Until all the goblins have been slain. Yes,
Right.
indeed.
All right. You didn't see any goblins when we were talking with the dragon?
No, then there were no dragons at that time. Not at all. But as I see that we are engaged in the rest, Lady Asheria, might I ask, as a potent cleric of Palor that you are, that you lead us all in a sermon? For it has been a very long time since I've heard Palor's words bespoke by one who has been touched by his blessing. Perhaps now is a good moment for us all to reflect on the benevolence that Palor has for all of us.
It's always a good time to pay respect.
You are quite right, brother. Let us all bow our heads.
Is he related to us?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a figure of speech. Palor, bless us, yes, not ye he who is blessed. May the sun's rays gaze upon us as we venture forth deeper into the sunless citadel. Amen.
Oh, that was a lovely and truthful bastardization of Ezekiel's psalm. Well done, sir. Well done. Thank you so much, milady. I appreciated that more than you could guess. He makes the symbol of Palor.
Like that.
With like an up, down, and then twirling queen wave away. As though he is wafting smoke signals and
That's good.
and looks utterly relieved. Meepo has moved and is kneeling in the water, the cold waters of the of Calcryx Spring.
Calcryx Spring. I like that.
I feel like we should move on ahead. But Meepo, I don't really want to leave you there on your own. Are you going to come?
Unless you'd like to make an attempted persuasion check and specifically get Meepo's attention, that Meepo has made his choice as Oriana asked him to do.
Okay.
And he wishes to stay here, at least for now. And he may try to catch up to you later. You, Drayden, with your powerful and potent insight of you're pretty sure this might be the last you see of Meepo.
Aww.
So yeah, if you don't want to talk as Sidork, just say Sidork says, and then I will know the difference. Because I loved it, but I was really unsure whether it was Julianna's awesome sarcasm or if it was Sidork's like, I'm going evil now, friends.
You thought I was lawful.
Well, I knew Sidork wasn't lawful. I knew that one for sure.
I think we agreed that I'm neutral good because I couldn't be.
Just generically a good person. Generically.
I mean,
not even generally.
I do have a set of weighted die, so I'm a little questionable.
But that's a game of chance. You know, this is a lawful thing to not cheat at that. Yeah. And if they didn't come up proper, well,
it needs to happen now.
Still chance.
Canon.
Indeed.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at Erky and say, Erky.
Indeed.
Are you ready to go?
Of course. I didn't take any damage.
Meepo, I will miss you, friend.
You can take some damage.
Goodbye.
Can you heal anyone, Erky?
I'm not. I'm just an acolyte. I do.
What can you do then?
I can. I know several wonderful languages, and I can.
Do you know Dwarven?
I have studied and practiced to great effect Pelor's turning of the undead Solomon chant. That I can do, but I'm not a cleric.
Do you know Dwarven?
I'm capable to.
Dwarvish.
I'm afraid I don't.
Do you know Draconic?
Indeed, I do. Yes.
Sweet, I don't have to pay Jaw.
Damn it!
At least there's that.
Charge him! Want that money?
Do we have anything in Draconic that we need translated?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I remember we had like some stuff that was written down before, but we paid Jot, so I don't think we have anything else that.
I'd like to check the other door in this room just to see if it is trapped or there's some sort of voltage or.
Okay. Yep. No, there's a door. It's not locked. It would lock from this side if you were to lock it. The door is closed. You do not hear anything on the other side of it.
Okay. I'm gonna creak it open slowly, carefully.
The door opens on silent hinges. Upon
Oh, they have WD-40.
Yeah.
WD-40.
They have advantage. That's why it opens soundlessly.
I appreciate the grease on the hinges of this door. Like, yeah.
You peer into a long corridor. Several torches mounted in crude sconces burn fitfully around this chamber, filling it with a haze for the upper 8 feet. It is 10 feet tall, and the lower 2 feet are clear of this haze. A double row of what you believe to be marble columns that initially look like more Calcryx, but is in fact just statues, run the length of the hall. There are in fact 10 of them in rows. 2 rows to be specific.
Can we go like on the outside of the statues, or do we have to walk through the middle?
Yeah, there's about a 5-foot path on behind either of the 2 rows of pedestals.
Do any of the stones in the middle of the room look trapped or slightly raised? Like
that you haven't been able to determine.
Is this going to be like a World of Warcraft dungeon where we walk down and the stones come to life and jump out and kill us?
I don't know.
100%. I'm getting Beauty and the Beast vibes.
I'm actually thinking like
you can make an Arcana check to see
if they're dragons, they might like
magic involved.
breathe fire at us
or ice hail.
Or ice.
I'll also take a nature check from everyone at the table.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So 11 for the Arcana.
Boop. Nope. I'm too fascinated by the
15
stones.
for nature.
14 for nature.
The 15 nature
7.
and the 14 nature both are very clearly indicating that the torches themselves are shoddily made and they are creating this haze in this room. That if the torches were burning better or burning a more combustible material, they would not be creating this smoky haze in the room. For anyone who would like to make an Arcana check on the statues, you may do so. Your Arcana check has proven that your theory is just as good as potentially reality of them not being.
16.
16 is enough to tell you that there are no sigils, there are no markings, there is nothing upon these statues, nor are they made of a material that looks above and beyond a marble-like material that would normally bear a magical enchantment that would cause these things to spring to
life. And the floor doesn't look like it's got buttons for archer slits.
Your glance out the door from where you're standing right now has told you that you don't see any suspicious traps in this corridor, that this may very well just be
corridor.
Well, and we know there's not any like traps coming on the walls or whatever, because I feel like there would be some like air flow coming in if there was like a secret door, right? Like if the smoke wouldn't be able to just hang and get so thick, I think.
Yeah.
So obviously I feel like this room's probably hasn't been gone by since the torches have been changed or something.
Yeah.
Just because like if the smoke's that thick.
They've been smoking for a while then.
Yeah, for it to, go all the way down.
Is there an exit that we can spot?
Yes. So you are currently in the northeast entranceway that leads into this trophy room. There is 5 other doors, 2 of which are along the same wall that you are standing in. So there are 3 doors coming out that wall. Then on opposite sides, east and west, there are doors, and there is one distantly to the south that you actually can't really make out from where you are based on the angle of the statues, but I'll give you that one anyway. And that one's actually closer to the west side.
Do we smell anything strange about the smoke?
No, it just smells like
okay.
piss poor made torches.
Poor fat or whatever that they're
very
using.
good question though. You can have a blue mott.
I feel like this is probably an okay way to go.
We can send in Erky Timbers first. He's very small. Less smoke.
I'm also not wearing any armor like some others.
Is the smoke up to like our heads, or like the murk is?
Oh yes, absolutely. Only the bottom 2 feet are clear, and Erky's head it would be in the would still be in the haze.
I didn't take my.
he's close enough. His problem, not yours.
Can I
not your thighs.
Can I roll a nature check and to know or survival? Because I've got survival. That wetting a piece of cloth and putting it over my face will protect me from smoke. So that I'm not as. I'm gonna make like a face mask with because if you wet it down, it'll protect you from the smoke.
I'll just have Vape continue to blow steam on my face. Great for my pores.
Oh man, you can have steam. Vape is totally your favorite. This sucks.
Oh yeah.
I know. She gets free steam.
But there's that whole freeze thing to like for body fat. So I mean, icy can come in
There's
hand
also
too.
like cold drinks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She's like, she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
want
we got,
warm
like-
body temperature.
Between Vape
water
and icy,
skin.
we are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's making tea.
That would iced tea.
Maybe I want to steam some vegetables.
Got a crock pot going.
Maybe
you want that green to really pop. You gotta use glassy afterwards, right? Like
Yeah, you gotta like chill it.
stop
Right.
the cooking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
all right.
Okay,
that's
so do I need to roll a survival check to figure out what to do in this situation to prevent? Because I know that if you like wet down a piece of cloth and put it over your face and you enter a smoky building or a smoky room, it'll protect you from the smoke.
It's already coming into the trophy room because the door's been open and you've been having a look around. You already are not suffering any ill
Okay,
effects.
then I'll go in
None
ahead.
of you have asthma.
And okay,
Sydney does. Good thing she's not here.
yeah.
Probably wouldn't even have
I'm
an
gonna
inhaler.
just open, or I'm gonna go and approach the first door. That
Sure.
is.
Well, there is one to the east that's on the that's right in front of you almost. That is on that wall to your left.
Okay, I will look at that door to see what kind of door it is, and if
It's
there's.
currently open, actually.
It's rectangle.
I'm gonna.
Ooh, good call.
I'm gonna take a peek.
All right, it peeks in on the north and south walls of this chamber are stacked halfway to the ceiling with poorly made barrels. You don't even need to make a carpentry check to know that. Horrible boxes and crates. There is a clear path that allows to go between the door you're standing in and the door on the other side, which is also open and looks upon the crock pot and the fire that is cooking with those implements in that far room. Which
found it
is
Erky.
close enough, where the goblins were practicing and were
Oh,
vacating.
okay, cool. All right.
It does not appear that the goblins have returned as of yet.
I love, just side note, that like Drayden would look at the barrels and be like, ugh,
I know. I'm actually going to...
iron bands, like, no, this is all wrong.
No one used a planer.
They sanded against the grain, not with it. Oh, like he just wants to start fixing them.
I'm actually just horrible. Like, you know, like when you hold out your hand and you're like, you're shake it a little bit, like, this craftsmanship is poor.
Like, this is going to keep you up 50 years later, and you're going to remember these barrels and be like,
barrels!
Are they still there? Can I fix them?
Sidork,
it's forever colored how Drayden views goblin kind.
I know. I might even take a level of ranger so that I can have a hated foe. All right. I whisper to Sidork quietly. These goblins really suck at working wood.
Yeah. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Oh, that was good. I'm so distracted by the terrible craftsmanship in this room.
15.
18.
10.
9.
That is not sufficient.
Make that
You
clear.
do not hear footsteps coming down along the towards the doors of the other 2 northern doors. However, everyone else does.
Shh, don't you hear that?
Hear what?
Footsteps.
No.
I got a 10, so probably not me either.
You heard them.
Oh, I did? Oh.
Yeah, at 10 and higher.
Shit, people are coming. Hide in the smoke.
You believe you have but a round before those doors open and goblins come through. What do you choose to do?
I still can't breathe fire. I still don't have like fire burps anymore.
You totally have the fire burp still.
Okay,
Yes. It's only been like 15 minutes.
I'm gonna prep a fire burp.
So your intent is to combat
Yeah.
these. Okay.
I still don't know they're coming.
I mean, unless you think you can put them to sleep or something.
Well, I have Tasha's hideous laughter, so I can make them all burst into laughter potentially.
No, it's one person.
Is it just one?
Yeah.
Why I do have sleep, but I don't know they're coming. So
Well, no, they've informed you.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I said they're coming.
okay, I do
A
have sleep.
creature of your choice.
I'm gonna be like, if you don't put them to sleep, I'm gonna vomit on them. Fire vomit on them.
It's 2 different doors.
Oh shit.
Those doors are about 20 feet apart.
Oh.
You hear sound, not a small amount of sound since it was just a 10 that were required to hear it coming towards those doors to open it. And you're hearing complaints and whatnot in Gobbly, but since none of you are speaking in Gobbly,
Should we just go back in the Calcryx room?
Gobbly.
You hear who made us go there in Gobbly. Screw you, I'm getting back to the food first. We left dinner on the stove.
Just do the same thing. That'd be funny. That'd be good.
So just to repaint the scene, you have these 10 statues in the room.
Right.
There's
How
a thick
tall
haze.
are they? Can I climb up onto the
They
statues?
go all the way to the roof.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I like try to climb up one?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's give me a moment to finish describing that. There's that thick haze that reduces the visibility in the room. That only the bottom 2 feet of the room can be clearly seen, and when you're standing in it, you don't even notice that. The room is thick with it, and there are these other doors. The one you're standing on is the one that goblins doubtlessly came through on their way to go wherever they were going when you guys sent them there. Well, now enough time has passed. The goblins are coming back from wherever they were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we could hide on the statues.
You could hide on statues. You could hide around the statues. You could hide, or you could just ambush the goblins. If you're going to ambush the goblins, though, you'll need to like prepare yourselves in front of the doors,
Right.
so that when they open them, you surprise them. Then, if you wait where you are, you'll have to roll normal.
I'm going to
initiative.
say quick hide behind the statues.
Up
facing
the
doors.
statue.
Up the statue. if
I'm
you
gonna
can.
scrabble.
Sure,
I'm going to ask Erky if he needs a boost.
Oriana.
I'm just curious, and this is like really stretching it. Can I use Vape to try and create more fogginess so that we're even less likely to be seen?
I don't see why not. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. So let's hide and hide well.
Sweet.
Yeah, actually, he will go to a torch and he will cause that torch to gutter even more with his steaminess, and with the moisture that he'll be creating, he'll cause even more to happen. So you'll be allowed to give advantage on a stealth check for one of the other individuals in the room of your choosing. Okay?
Okay.
I just need a quick DC 5 intelligence check from everybody here as you immediately rush for pillars so that you don't rush to the same pillar one of your siblings is climbing.
Or Urky. 16.
17.
6.
Oh, 8.
8. Okay, so everybody's doing all right so far. And Urky gets a natural 9, so he's also fine too. Everyone coordinates well enough to dash for the right sorts of pillars. So we have these 10 pillars. The doors are flung open as, I want to say a swarm, but they're in 2 different doors. If they were all together, it would be a swarm, but they're moving with purpose, and it's more like just this. The alarm has gone in an office building. Everyone is now coming back to work from the fire alarm.
And they kind of like have to. Like,
and so you can see everyone kind of grumbling about having to go, everyone can go back now. The building didn't burn down. Gosh darn it. So if you can picture the fire alarm ending and everyone coming back, that's what's going on here with a bunch of goblins. So I believe who is the closest to these doors? So there's one really close to where you guys were, with Calcryx's door, and then this pantry door that you're standing near. That one has the least amount of haze. There is one across from it as well that has a bit more haze. And then there's, rows of 2 across all the way down towards the doors. I'm going to suggest that you can't quite probably get all the way to the furthest pair and climb up. So you only really have the 8 to choose from. And there are, of course, 5 of you climbing up these pillars of entwining dragons. Which ones do you guys take in regards to the difficulty of the stealth check that you'll need?
I think we should probably avoid the ones that are nearest to the pantry because that door's open.
Yes, those ones will require at least a 15 stealth check in order to hide upon. The other ones will require DC 12 or 10.
Except for whoever I give advantage.
That's still the DC. You'll just get to roll 2d20 and take the higher roll.
Borrow the PHP.
Also, you have blue gems that you may spend on this sort of hide if you wish to. As I inform you, a whole lot of goblins come through. Initially, it's 6, but your passive perception scores are good enough that you hear more in the hallways as those doors are opened and left open for other ones to come through. So you've determined that Yashiria and Drayden are making the simpler checks.
Yes.
So there's the DC 15s right at the door. You don't need to do those. There's also the DC 12s and the DC 10s.
12s. And I can give her advantage?
You can give whosoever you wish to give advantage to. You might want to give advantage to the people who have disadvantage on a stealth check.
Oh.
Which would be me.
And me.
And Drayden.
Both of us.
And is anyone spending a blue mote to gain advantage or to ameliorate their disadvantage on the check?
I only have 1.
But you've been given advantage.
Oh, I have?
Who
did you give advantage to?
Drayden.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So now you just have a regular die roll instead of disadvantage, and you have a regular die roll as well instead of disadvantage. Go ahead and roll.
We both have
You have advantage. Oriana has advantage from spending the blue mote. Sidork has advantage from spending the blue mote. Everyone roll. Tell me what your higher number is, or your roll, or your single number, and we will go from there.
19.
It's all the highest.
And
19.
19.
Bro, fist bump.
They climb
Silent.
in sync with each other, and the Russian judge gives them a 3, because it's the Russian judge.
Russian judge.
Oriana, how did you do?
20.
Wow, incredible as well. And Yashiria
15.
has also succeeded.
What about Urky
Timbers disappears.
He just jumped and he disappeared into the mist.
Yeah, he just hovers there. I'm so light. Paylor, float me.
Even though I'm just an acolyte and I can't do anything cool.
He is also small, so he had advantage on the check, and he just vanished up a thing. So you have successfully climbed up these dragon statues. They are beautifully carved. You get to spend a bit of time looking at them and admiring how wonderfully easy they are to grasp and to hold, and manage to support all your varied weights. Yashiria, Drayden, wearing the armor that you're in. These goblins, complaining in gobbly, march past. 6 of them go through the door and then through the pantry, closing the pantry doors behind them, and an additional 4 come around or 2 later, which you could hear coming. Those ones then go in to enter the room that is to the south, further away. None of them have noticed you. Lastly, 3 more, just as you're thinking, hey, maybe we could climb down, 3 more come and enter the room to the west. When they open that door, sound spills forth. The sound of industry, the sound of common folk talking back and forth, the sound of
Marketplace?
Not quite, but almost as though there is some sort of communal living space therein. The door closes and the sound abruptly ends.
Magic.
The doors, well, it's just a thick, solid door.
I appreciate
The magic of good woodworking.
Yeah, that's the magic of carpentry.
Something the goblins did right.
No, this was built by the dragon cult long ago.
The doors to the north that the goblins came in were also closed, almost as though they know that these torches produce a whole ton of haze, so they always keep the doors closed.
As a convenient hiding space.
More as though to ensure that this haze does not travel to other rooms and make it a bother.
Oh, interesting.
You've been hiding up here for less than 5 minutes or so.
I'm not going to be the first one to go down.
You're never the first one to go down.
I know, it's true. I'm a selfish lover.
It's getting a little personal now.
Brother, we all know you've never been a lover. It's okay. The compensation, no.
It's not the time, Sidork.
It's okay. Just think of the door.
I am. I can see it.
We can see that you're thinking about the door too. Plink.
It's excellent woodwork.
Okay, so we've been up there for 5 minutes.
Not quite.
Almost 5 minutes. Can we like try to like then strain and listen? Like,
Well, the doors have all been closed.
oh, okay.
Can we stealthily climb back down?
Absolutely. I won't even require a roll. I may
Excellent.
climb back down.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
When you finish climbing back down, Drayden then climbs back down as well.
Yeah.
Congregating towards the middle of the
I went
room,
into
I'm
the
guessing. And then Urki says, oh, we're climbing back down now. Oh, cool. Okay, suddenly. He climbs back down as well.
So should we go to the north? Because that's where they all went to when they said their master called or whatever.
At this point, there's no more doors open.
All of the doors are closed. There are 6 doors in the room. 1 to the east, 1 to the west, 1 to the south, 3 on the north.
Were there any doors that people didn't go in?
Nope. Well, yeah, nobody went in the trophy room. Like they avoided
they avoided
that
Calcryx.
like the plague.
So they probably won't find Calcryx's dead body for a while.
There is nobody.
I mean, they won't find Calcryx's puddle.
There is no puddle.
There's some condensation. I mean, they might not even think that Calcryx is dead. Like, they could just think that
It's moved or whatever.
Yeah. I think we have an option of going in the rooms that nobody went in first, or we can go to the north and try to find the mage wizard. I don't remember what it was. Balak, yeah. But was he a wizard?
Black.
The golden apple orchard farmer. Black.
So you're really presented with 4 choices. Okay. The first two choices are those 2 doors to the north, which goblins came through indiscriminately. There's also the door to the west, and that's the one that opened on the sound of industry.
Yeah.
Then there's also the door to the south that those 4 goblins went through.
Huh. Sound of industry. So it's more like a common area.
Or
I mean, was there machines in that room, or was it just sort of the sound of
like blacksmithing or something.
Humanity or
Yeah, you're not too sure. It was a cacophony.
a cacophony of noise.
Yep.
I mean, I don't feel like dying, and it feels like there was a lot of people in there.
If anything, we would maybe want to kill the goblins that are in the smaller groups.
Right, the 4 of them or the eating area?
Well, there's 6 in the pantry, there's 4 in the south room, and there's 3 in the west room.
The west room is the one with the cacophony of sound.
I'm sorry, I didn't write that down.
Was the west room the one with the cacophony of sound?
Yes.
Okay, so there could be more people there. So I say we either go to the 4 goblins, or to the north and...
Well, because we don't know what's in the north.
Yeah, we don't know what's in the north. I say we go find the 4 goblins, see what we can find. Okay. Maybe we can find out information instead of just straight killing them. Do I still feel like I've got some fire breath burps?
Yes, it has not been long enough for you to.
Cool.
I hope
I'm
you
prepping.
don't burn a hole in your pants.
I mean, I got to get this stuff out, so...
Better the attic than the basement.
I believe that's what Father always used to say. Yeah.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.